Yeah, we're doing a vacation in 2 weeks. No, in a week. Almost a week and a half, I guess. We're going up to DC for a week. So looking forward to that.
Nice. Have you
Yeah,
ever been?
but yeah. The drummer from both of our bands, so the guy that kind of introduced us, he lives up there with his wife, and we've never met her, so we're going up there to meet her. It's our anniversary trip too. So we've been up there before to visit him. So
You said from both of our bands. Was she in a band at one point?
yeah, she was in a band. She was in a band called Mercy Falls before,
Oh,
or yeah, and that's how we met. Is she was in a band because I knew three of the guys in the band. They were in bands that I had played with previously. So we all grew up. All those guys. We all grew up together. So.
oh, that's awesome. I had no idea.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I'll give you one of her CDs. We have a bunch of their old CDs. So,
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd love to hear
uh,
that.
yeah, there's actually, I think there's a song on there called "Doubting Thomas." It's actually like I always really dug that one. That's a really good, really good song. So your wife
Hmm.
would probably like it too.
Are they
Like,
like a Christian band or?
yeah, yeah, like a coffee house, soft rock Christian band from the early 2000s. That's what they are. Cademan's Call and Siler's
Mhm.
Bald and all those types of bands.
Ah, I did not know you knew who Siler's Ball was.
Oh, they're from Columbia. Yeah, I knew those guys. Or
Yeah, growing up,
I knew one of the guys. I don't, but yeah, I knew the band. I met him multiple times.
growing up when I was in high school, I was best friends with the younger brother of, I want to say the guitarist.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, his last name is Myers. That's all I remember.
hmm
Um,
yeah. That
yeah,
rings a
that's awesome.
bell. Yeah.
That's
No,
awesome.
I mean they were the big deal whenever I was in high school. Like they
Mm,
would come around to all the churches in the area. So I,
definitely.
I I used to have like both of their CDs. I know I had two of their CDs. I think they had more, but yeah.
Megan's got one of them. Apparently, 89.7 wasn't a big fan.
No, they were way too rocking for 89.7. And it's really funny because if you listen to them, it's funny to think that they're too rocking for 89.7.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. Me and my wife listened to a band called Seventh Day Slumber, and they're like a Christian metal band.
Yeah, I heard of
And
them.
if if Siler's Bald is too rock, these guys have legitimate tracks where they're just straight up screaming the whole time. Like there's no hope.
Yeah, well, like when I was a teenager and really like when I started playing guitar and I really wanted to discover music because I didn't really know a lot of music. I knew some of the stuff that was on the radio, some of the pop stuff. It
Mhm,
was the grunge era, but I didn't have any of their tapes or CDs. Like I didn't really know what was going on.
mhm.
And I used to get gift certificates to the local Christian bookstore. And I discovered this one record label called Tooth and Nail. And everything they had was all alternative rock type stuff and heavy metal. And so because it was Christian, I
Mhm.
bought it from the Christian bookstore. Mom couldn't say anything about it. So yeah, I would buy all sorts of stuff. I discovered like one of my legit favorite bands of all time, like doing that, band named Starflyer 59. So like
I've heard of them.
yeah, so yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, listening. It was either Rush Limbaugh or 89.7 in the car with mom. And then when David started driving, it was always the classic rock. That's all David wanted to listen to.
So, yeah,
Oh, if we got
I heard
really
my
lucky with
fair share
mom,
of
we would
Rush.
listen to the oldies station. So
So,
maybe
yeah,
maybe some Beach Boys and Elvis if I got really lucky. Yeah.
I got my fair share of Rush Limbaugh around.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
It was funny. I actually was in the car one time with Dad, and he called in, and Dad's not a fan of Limbaugh by any stretch, as you
Yeah.
can imagine. And he actually got on it, and I forget what they were arguing about, and Dad was being very polite, like he did not make any crude remarks, nothing like that. He was just being very point by point. And then Rush cut him off at some point and just cut the call at some point. And it was the funniest thing I've ever. I don't have a clue what they were arguing about, but I guess
Right.
Rush just didn't like what he was hearing.
Yeah, I don't. I'm sure people were doing it before. I blame a lot of our modern politics and the discourse on Rush Limbaugh because
But
I
he's the one who made talk radio what it is.
oh absolutely, but also I mean beyond talk radio, I remember listening to him in the car with my mom, and he was always talking about one that the Democrats are destroying America, and
Sure.
sure, like Bill Clinton signed NAFTA into law, so maybe he did have a hand in destroying America, sure. But he always wanted to discuss like, okay, so they're saying this, but this is what they really mean. And it was this
Right.
almost conspiracy theory type language that he used, and it took me like years later until I recognized like, oh, he's talking like a conspiracy theorist, like, oh, they're saying this, but I have the secret decoder ring, I know what they really mean. And
Right.
yeah, I hear that type of discourse all the time now, and I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. I don't know if Rush was the first, but he's the first I remember talking like that. And yeah, he's
He
at
may not
fault
have been
for
the
everything.
first.
No, I'm sure other
In
guys
many
were doing
ways,
it
he
before
is.
then. I mean, he popularized it. I have no doubt. I mean, that kind of discourse.
Well, and now that's all that happens. Like if you say something like people assume you mean the worst thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Just that's just what it is. And like I think a lot of people blame Trump. It's like no, Trump was just the end result.
Yeah, Trump. I mean, yeah, he's a lot of things, but he I don't know. Yeah, he's not the author and perfecter of that, as
No,
as
no,
one might say.
he knows how to
I think he took
work a
advantage.
crowd. Oh
Yeah, he
yeah,
knows how to work a crowd, and he took advantage. That's all he is.
that's it.
So
That's all he did. It's like things aren't always simple, but in this case, yeah, it's really that simple.
yeah. On my favorite Trump meme I've ever seen is it's just a picture of Swamp Thing sitting before Congress, and it's
Mm.
just like who Trump hired to drain the swamps, and it's the best. It totally encapsulates like Trump says one thing, but like yeah, he's such a corporate shill. Like yeah, he's not draining any swamps. Like
I think my personal favorite is it's like a two part. It's like two images, and the top one is some girl from Starbucks, and she's like handing someone a coffee of some kind, and it says, "Here's a new card. If you buy 9, the 10th one's free." And then below that is this like stereotypical angry redneck pointing his finger, and he's like, "Who the hell do you think's paying for that?" And then just next to it was like MAGA.
they're a fun crowd.
I don't think I don't think the election leading up to 2016 or the campaign leading up to 2016 was is ever going to be topped.
No, that one was pretty crazy. And the craziest part of it was to watch all the Republicans fight tooth and nail against Trump and then immediately fall in line. And you always see that to a certain
Why?
extent. I mean, like, I mean, the only other time that was even like close was when Bernie fell in line for Hillary. Um,
Yeah,
I mean,
which yeah, that's it's pretty
well,
much the
that was
same
that
thing.
was the same that was the same year, wasn't it? Yeah, that was.
It was, and
Yeah.
even then, Bernie at least had had the balls to be like, "Look, I'm not a fan, but I think she's better than the alternative." It's like, okay, I can see that you're at least have a plan here. You have a you have a thought process.
Yeah, but then they gave him a lake house, and he stopped saying that he didn't like
I
her.
mean,
Then he
I
fell
would
in
too.
line. Yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get it. I get it.
yeah. Waiting for
We're
those.
merely human.
Yeah, waiting for those political bucks to come in.